Okay.
Welcome to our parents' basement. It is Thursday night again, boys and girls, and it's time for another action-packed episode, or just really some guys yammering. So tonight, I'll be hosting. I'm in the hosting chair tonight. If you notice that Philip is missing, he's more handsome than I am, and he's not as windy. He kind of keeps us in line, but he's not here tonight. So here we go. The reins are off, boys. I'm Jason. These yahoos call me Turf. Tonight, my number two, my sidekick is Charles. Charles, how you doing, sir?
Doing all right. Hanging in there. Got a haircut, so I look a little different this week for those who watch it. Shaved last night, so I'm looking a little more clean cut, looking like I'm like 12 years old again.
You look marvelous. Yeah, absolutely marvelous.
Thank you.
But tonight, in reverence, maybe not, in anticipation of the next Marvel movie, Avengers Infinity War, coming out April 27th, we kind of wanted to talk about some MCU stuff tonight. So I'm really excited for this. I'm really pumped. I love all the MCU movie. Well, I enjoyed most of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's a few that were kind of stinkers. But Charles, how about you? How do you feel about this massive undertaking that Disney and Marvel have taken?
I'm not too much of a comics fan. I'm not that big on comics, so and all the whole Marvels, I know about it. I know they exist. I mix up DC and Marvel. Sometimes I think they're the same damn thing. But I know a lot of people are like want to kill me now for saying that.
I don't want to kill you as much as we just are in awe that you don't know. I mean, that's things that people should know.
Yeah, I know what their stuff is, and
this is something that's transcended. It's not just like the comic book guys, and actually it's not just that. It's kind of transcended anything that was just comics and the nerdy guys and the guys that didn't bathe in the comic book store. This has turned into something that's a moderate cultural phenomenon. The last 10 years, Marvel and Disney have been building this epic universe to kind of come to a head in this new movie that's coming out. It's not just for nerds anymore, man. This is for everybody. These are just good movies.
Mm-hmm. I see the Captain America movie, like the first one where he became Captain America and all that.
Yeah, the first Avenger.
Yeah.
It was excellent. It's an excellent period movie, I guess. It's all set to World War II movie.
Yeah.
It's not as much just action, kind of a like you would think a comic book movie where it's just, balls to the wall action the whole time and just made for teenage boys to look and go, wow. They build these characters. There's a lot to it. There's different types of movies. Like there's like the Thor Ragnarok that just came out. Now I'm going to preface all this with, we'll probably hit some spoilers from some movies that you may or may not have seen. Up until Infinity War, I've purposely stayed away from any spoilers for it, anything that might have leaked. So, but if it's out on DVD, how old are we? If it's out on digital or Blu-ray, by golly, we're going to spoil it. So
it's out on VHS.
I bet Iron Man was on VHS.
2008,
2008, maybe.
That probably been at the tail end, or maybe they may pay me like 5 VHSs for them.
I wonder if somebody find that. Somebody needs to hunt that down. I want Iron Man on VHS.
Betamax.
Well, it's not going to be on Betamax. But so the last 10 years, over what we say, 18 movies.
Yeah.
Marvel has built this intertwined universe, all these characters, even if they have a standalone story, a standalone movie like Doctor Strange, it didn't have anybody else from the cinematic universe in it, but they mentioned things that happened in other movies, just kind of in passing. So it's all going on in the same world, in the same, well, I would say the same Earth, but the same universe, because we've got Thor going to Asgard, and we've got the Guardians of the Galaxy on Nova, anyways, on whatever planet they're on. This thing's huge. I don't remember all of it.
Yeah,
but there's all these different parts of the universe going on at the same time, and the same, what happens in one might affect another. What happens over here might be referenced over here. It's been neat. It's really cool, and it's just amazing how well they've done it and kept a timeline.
Yeah, it's I'm looking at all the movies and there's a lot, and I've seen some of them. I saw Spider-Man: Homecoming last summer at the drive-in, theater. That was cool. I liked it. I've seen some of the earlier ones, like I saw Captain America and the Thor movie. I saw it at the theater when Jenny was working at the theater, so I got to see movies for an extreme discount price. So
for the bro price.
Yeah. Sat in back row right underneath the projector.
It's the way to do it, man.
Yeah. Best seat in the house, back row right underneath where the projector is shooting out through the window. Especially
in bigger movie theaters, I like to be like a third of the way from the back, maybe halfway. So I'm like I want to be like face level with the middle of the screen. That's kind of what I like.
Yeah.
And then, but like where I'm at, we have a small theater. It's back row center. That's
where it's not stadium seating.
Right. It's not. It's like there's a gentle slope.
Yeah, it's just an old school theater. That's back row center. Boom. That's where you want to sit.
Absolutely. There's not.
No one else has a good seat.
Except that way you kind of see over everybody's head, so that helps.
Yeah. No one's behind you. Well, anyway, go ahead.
Well, like we said, this started way back when in 2008. That's like a lifetime ago. That was before. It started with Iron Man. That was before I had a kid.
Wow.
Yeah, life has changed. Life has definitely changed since Iron Man.
And now you both could enjoy most of the stuff together.
Absolutely, yeah. I guess since probably we went and watched Civil War. I don't think we went and watched. I think Marvel Civil War may have been the first, or excuse me, Captain America Civil War might have been the first one that we went and watched together. Maybe not.
Yeah.
If I can find the list of movies and I'll look.
Now, like talking about like Iron Man, it's like I think about Tony Stark or Stark.
Yeah, Tony Stark.
That's pretty much he's playing Robert Downey Jr. Is pretty much playing like something like his character, what his actual character would have been when he was actually a younger guy. Because he was this like weird, rich, eccentric guy.
The first movie
after all the girls.
The first Marvel movie that Isaac and I went and watched, I believe, was Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Okay.
And then after that, it would have been Guardians of the Galaxy. We went and watched that together.
I did not see Guardians of the Galaxy or Captain America: Winter Soldier. Did I see? I didn't see that. I did see that one. Winter Soldiers is like a spy movie. I did see that one.
It's it's different. It's very good. And then Guardians of the Galaxy has a lot of humor in it.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of movie you would really call it, but man, it's really good. It's maybe like a break. They have to break out of a prison in part of it. Maybe like a little bit of a heist movie.
Okay.
Man, no, it's not a heist movie. I don't know. There's a bad guy. It's a superhero movie. It's just good. It's good. You need to check out the Guardian of the Galaxy. Both of them are fantastic.
Yeah. All right, I will.
I can AMC theaters in some places, starting the day before. I guess it'd be Thursday, the 26th or whatever. They're doing, the Wednesday before. They're doing a 31-hour marathon.
Jesus Christ.
You can buy a ticket and watch every Marvel movie back to back to back to back.
So you can sit in the theater for 31 straight hours.
Yeah, that would be terrible. That would be.
But
I'm sure they do intermissions or between movies, but geez, that'd be brutal.
Man, if I had the time, I would do that. If you could catch up on them,
it'd be hard to do though. It'd be hard to, when Thor 2 came on, you'd probably have to take a nap because it's not the best movie ever made.
Yeah, the first Thor was funny. I like that one.
First Thor was really fun.
I need a horse. That's the best line in the movie.
The first Thor movie, it was a little bit of a stretch because it was the first time they introduced anything like cosmic or anything like Thor, a Greek or a Norwegian god or Norse god.
Mm-hmm.
So but they kind of explained away, like the Rainbow Bridge and all that with science. It was opening a portal to a different world or whatever. So they had advanced technology, I guess. That's one good thing that the MCU has done is they've started small, like Iron Man. Cool, we got a guy in a robot suit. This is fantasy, but it's kind of plausible. It could happen. He obeys the laws of physics-ish, kind of.
Yeah, well, yeah. You had enough.
it's fantasy, but yeah, it could. It's moderately believable in a weird sort of way. This guy's got a flying suit.
Yeah.
Then there was like the Incredible Hulk, which it's still on Earth. We've got the military coming after a green giant. A little bit more fantasy. And Iron Man 2, which was more of like the technology stuff. And then Thor kind of dabbled in in the more magic and stuff like that, in that kind of world. But if you go back and look, we've gone from Iron Man, which was like, cool, this is science. This is all science. And they've gradually fed us these things that are science and then things that are alien. And then we got to like Doctor Strange somehow. If you haven't seen Doctor Strange, it's magic. He's the sorcerer supreme. He protects the world with magic. Yeah. So they've slowly like spoon fed us a little bit at a time. So no, if you would have came out with Doctor Strange in 2008, people would have been like, no, that's ridiculous. There would have been people like me that are like, this is cool. You know, Doctor Strange, cool. But there's no way that there would have been, you know, the soccer moms of the world going, oh, we need to go, you know, I need to go check out Infinity War. I'm excited for it because there's, you know, all these guys protecting the world from the big bad Thanos that's coming down to destroy everybody.
Yeah.
So it's been, they've gradually progressed it and got, for lack of a better term, made things weirder.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they started off little by little and they gave it to us just how we needed it until we could get to where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
See, we went back. We had first, it was Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, and then Captain America, the First Avenger, which, like we said, they went back to World War II and showed us how, you know, Cap fought the Nazis.
Yeah.
I thought was awesome. I thought it was a good movie. Red Skull was a little weird, which they kind of explained how he got to be his face looked like a skull that was red. So they kind of, they explained that away with mad scientist type stuff. So we're still on board. And then there was the Avengers. An alien race comes through a portal that's opened up by Loki, which is Thor's brother, or I guess adopted brother,
or something like that.
Yeah, it's his adopted brother, but he kind of, Loki is the god of mischief in Norse mythology, and he's always up to shenanigans. He's kind of he's a bad guy. So he uses his scepter thing to control people's minds, and then he opens up this big thing with the Tesseract, which was the deal they were chasing after in the Captain America movie.
Yes.
Well, it shows back up in in Marvel Avengers. He opens up a portal with it. Aliens come through, and he's trying to, I guess, take over the world or something. The Avengers obviously stop him, and that ends phase 1.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got all this stuff going on. They made these single movies, or in Iron Man's case, 2 movies, and they brought them all together for a team movie. Awesome.
Yeah.
That was the first like inkling that like this could work. We put all these little pieces together and intertwined them kind of loosely, and now we're going to go back, put them all in one movie and reference their solo movies. It's incredible. The same personalities come across. Thor's still kind of Thor, but he's on Earth. It's kind of weird because he's like, I'm the god of thunder. I'm the strongest. And he's still got that, you know, I guess, like the Viking mentality, and he's trying to fit in with these guys, and it doesn't really work that well. The Hulk's trying to figure out or Bruce Banner's trying to figure out how to control the Hulk.
Yeah.
And, you know, the Hulk in that movie is not as much like a member of the team as he is kind of like the team has a grenade.
Yeah.
You just kind of wind him up and turn him loose, and what happens. If you're in the way, you're in trouble too. So that's kind of the downfall, I guess, or not downfall, the B-side, the bad part of the Hulk is that he's a hand grenade. You throw him in there, there's gonna be some collateral damage. It's not just gonna be like, you know, pinpoint accuracy like Hawkeye shooting something. It's going to be a giant explosion, and there's no telling what's gonna happen. But that's kind of what happened in the Avengers. Excellent movie. The first phase knocked it out of the park. From 2008 to 2004, or excuse me, 2008 2012, just good things happened. Just amazing movies that just proved that this could work.
Yeah. you know, I've got to catch up and watch the rest of these things at some point. You know, it's
You
there's
really
a lot
do.
of there's a lot of movies to catch up with. You know, I've caught bits and pieces of them. You know, I liked the Spider-Man Homecoming movie. It had Marissa Tomei in it. You know,
Absolutely.
and and she's a looker. You know,
You know, that's really weird that they made Aunt May like a smoke show. That's
yeah,
Aunt May was always like the little old lady, you know, in all the
yeah,
movies. And here she is. She's like, you know, she's not that to be his aunt. She's not that old.
yeah,
I mean, she's a nice looking, you know, late 40s woman.
yeah.
So there's nothing wrong with that at all.
She's about our age. You know, you know.
She it's that was a cool different twist. And whenever you see it, Spider-Man Homecoming, Tony Stark, he's a little too flirty with her, and it makes Peter Parker uncomfortable, which is it's funny just
She's just
because.
Tony Stark being Tony Stark.
Do what? Yeah, it's
Just
Tony
want
Stark
to-
being Tony Stark, exactly.
You know, he's a caring asshole at times. You know,
You know, really, could you imagine anybody else on planet Earth as Tony Stark
besides Robert Downey.
besides Robert Downey Jr.?
No.
It's not even possible.
No.
There's, I'm not a big or huge comic book fan. I'm aware of it. I like comic book games. When I was a kid, like 10, I was into Spider-Man pretty heavy.
Yeah.
But then I never really got into X-Men. I never really got into, I don't know anything about Iron Man or Hulk or any of that. I've enjoyed these movies, and I've learned most of what I know about comic books came from Marvel Ultimate Alliance, the Xbox 360 game.
Mm-hmm.
And the build up to that, I followed the build up to that, and it captivated me for some reason. Like, we're going to have all the, 30 or 28 or whatever it was characters in one game. It's going to be awesome. And then the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where the 99% of my knowledge of this comes from. Other than like the early 90s when I was pretty heavy into Spider-Man. I learned a lot about, read the Lizard. I knew where Dr. Connors was the Lizard, and I knew, about Venom and things like that. But, they hit the high points. But there's guys that are, somebody listening to this is going, oh my gosh, they don't even need to deserve to be talking about this. But you're right. You're right. As far as like the comics, this was built, I guess, for the comic nerds or whatever. It's finally their time to shine. But it's actually for everybody, man. It's just such good movies, and I've latched onto it, and it hit me right in the wheelhouse, and it's my thing now. I love these movies. Whenever I get a chance, if they're on, that's what I'm watching. I've gone back and hit the high points getting ready for Infinity War.
Yeah, that's like, and look at Infinity War, look at the cast. I'm like, there's so many people in this damn movie.
Oh man,
there's like half the cast of Star Trek, the new Star Trek movies are in there. Yeah, Chris Pratt, Benedict Cumberbatch. There's always
Chris Pratt's in Star Trek.
Yeah, he's Kirk.
No, he's not.
In the new ones?
No, it's another kid.
I gotta check that.
Oh, Chris Pratt is Star-Lord, man.
Is it Chris?
It's Peter Quill.
Wait. Well, Chris Evans. Same Chris.
Oh, Chris Evans is Captain America.
Chris Evans? Yeah. I also get the other Chris. They're all the same. Yeah, Chris Evans.
He's still not Captain Kirk.
Chris Evans, he's a new Captain Kirk.
No, he's not.
Is he? Who is he in there?
Look it up. James T. Kirk. I know zero about Star Trek, but I know that kid's not. Let's see.
Star Trek, a new
franchise reboot.
Who is it?
See, Zach Quinto is the.
Zachary Quinto. Oh, Brendan Cumberbatch. He was but Brendan Cumberbatch played what the fuck's his name? Khan, I think, in the latest one.
Really?
Yeah, I can't keep track of all this. Where is it? Star Trek, the new one. Let's see, John Joe, Chris Pine. Chris Pine. Another fucking Chris.
There's too many Chris's. I will agree. There's too many Chris's in Hollywood. Somebody needs to be a Christopher or a Christian.
But yeah, they've got to change. SAG's got to change this up, especially of all these
So we've got Chris Pratt. He's Star-Lord. So get your Chris's straight. Don't get your Chris's crossed.
All these blonde-haired white people, they all look the same.
Wow. We're not racist here in our parents' basement at all. Anyways, so we've got Chris Pratt, Star-Lord. We've got Chris Evans, it's Captain America. And I can't imagine anybody else being Captain America either. And I can't and I hate it when this happens to an actor. I don't know if Chris Evans can be anybody else for me. If I see him, I think Captain America.
Yeah.
That happens to, I guess, a lot. Like I can see Chris what's Star-Lord, the dude on Parks and Rec, can't think of his name. Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I can see him and other stuff, and I'd be like, that's Chris Pratt. But I don't know if I can look at Chris Evans ever again and not go, you're my captain, sir. You're my captain.
Yeah. It's like Gary Berghoff.
I don't know who that is.
Radar. Corporal Wright from MASH.
Oh. Yeah, he's Radar.
Yeah.
No matter what you see him in, he's Radar. And let's see. There's a handful of guys like that. And Robert Downey Jr. may have, I don't know, probably not. He can be somebody else.
Yeah, he's Robert Downey. He can be whoever he wants. Because, he's, he can play that Tony Stark character, he's got so much he could do.
Well, he is Tony Stark. In interviews, he's pretty much Tony Stark. Is him playing himself.
Yeah. Did you see a picture of Robert Downey Jr. and the kid crying? The kid was crying when he met Robert Downey Jr. The kid is crying, and he's got this look like, oh God, I'm sorry. He's happy at first, and the kid starts crying. I think the kid's excited.
After after the Avengers movie, they did Iron Man 3, then Thor 2, Captain America Winter Soldier, and they introduced us to some more characters. We got characters, they keep on coming. The hits keep on coming. And then they went crazy and tried Guardians of the Galaxy, which Guardians of the Galaxy is kind of a C-list comic, in my opinion. Don't have any idea about it.
Yeah.
But they made a movie, and holy bananas, was it fun. It's so well done. James Gunn made that movie, and I think he wrote it or co-wrote it anyhow. Such a good grouping, a team coming together in space, which, like I said, they had to spoon feed things to us. You couldn't have made Guardians of the Galaxy in 2008 and it worked. So we got this comic mindset. We make the Guardians of the Galaxy. We've got Star-Lord, Peter Quill. We've got Gamora. We've got Drax. We've got Rocket Raccoon, and Groot all coming together, flying around in the ship, saving the day, and things like that. Man, such a good time. Such a good movie. We kind of get introduced to the Guardians of the Galaxy. We get introduced to the Infinity Stones, which turn into be a thing for the rest of the phase 1, 2, and 3. So there's that.
Karen Gillian plays Nebula. Huh.
Nebula. See, she's under so much makeup, I probably wouldn't recognize her.
Yeah. Like one of the Doctor's companions. Nice.
Man, everybody was a doctor.
Yeah.
But there's let's see. In phase 2, they had Avengers 2.
Oh,
Age of Ultron. People don't like, but I really enjoyed. I don't know. It's really when the Disney of it started to show through. Like singing Pinocchio. Ultron, the bad guy, was singing Pinocchio like there ain't no strings on me. And that really happened.
But they get the rights to do that. They're like, oh, we can do this now. Yeah.
Look, get the rights. Disney probably said, yeah, go ahead.
Do it. You're part of us.
Go ahead. You want Darth Vader to show up? We can do that too. No problem. You just do you.
Idris Elba's in this. God.
I don't know who that is.
He plays what? Heimdall in Thor. Yeah.
The dude that can see everything.
Idris Elba is a phenomenal actor.
Who is it? What else is he in?
He is in that one cop show that he got a award for it. The British guy.
I got nothing, man.
Uther.
Still got nothing.
which is that just ended this year. It looks like it, but he is a phenomenal actor, black British actor.
All right,
Awesome.
okay.
But
And then after they had Ant-Man in Phase 2, which kind of rounded it out, which I think is underrated.
Yeah.
Nobody really talked about Ant-Man, but it's Paul Rudd, which I think is hilarious. And he's just a smart aleck dude that's like a burglar, and he followed things happen, and he gets with Hank Pym, which is the creator of the Ant-Man suit. He was the original Ant-Man, and so Scott Lang is his name, is Paul Rudd's name in the movie, and he gets to be Ant-Man.
Wasn't Ant-Man? He's like one of the kind of the more obscure Marvel guys. He was one of the main ones. I heard this. He was one of the he was still one of them, but he wasn't as popular as Captain America and
no, he wasn't even in the same ballpark. I think in the early days, the 70s, maybe 60s, I'd say he was more popular than he is now.
Yeah.
But Ant-Man was it was really weird they came out with an Ant-Man movie to me, because I was a kind of a casual comic fan.
Yeah.
And you're going to put these things out there for bajillions of people to see, and people are like, Ant-Man, really? But it was so fun. It was such a cool movie. Like, this dude can be tiny, but that's his only thing.
Yeah, but it
was cool. It made a cool movie. It was really fun, and it was really funny, and an action adventure thing with a dude that can be small. It was awesome. Let's see, and then when they started Phase 3, they started with Marvel or Captain America: Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Civil War is like Avengers 2.5.
Okay.
Everybody was in that. It's there was a comic story, or I guess a story arc in the comics, is what the comic book people say, that the government wants superheroes or enhanced people, or whatever you want to call them, to register with the government because they're weapons of mass destruction. And Iron Man's going, yeah, you need to register. And Captain America's going, no, bro, we don't need to register. We're not under anybody. We decide us. It was very, I guess, a very reflection of maybe political.
Climate, yes, that's still going on.
It's still going on, absolutely. It was very much a reflection of that. I don't know exactly when the story arc took place in the comics. I want to say it was like 2010 or so, something like that. And actually, I bought the trade paperback. I don't buy comics that often, but that was one of them that I bought. I really enjoyed it.
And didn't going like that whole thing? And didn't the government make Captain America who he was?
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, they made Cap.
Like, you made me. Why do I have to register? It's your guys' fault I'm this way.
Well, maybe, but Cap was for the freedom. He was for America. He wasn't for government. He was for the people. So in that story arc, several of they take sides. They end up fighting each other, and that kind of what happens in Civil War, is that they're pitted against each other, and you see Cap and Iron Man face off, and it's the first appearance of Spider-Man, which the Spider-Man I absolutely love. It's great. They nailed it finally. Like, Tobey Maguire was a good Spider-Man. I liked it. I liked Spider-Man 1. I liked Spider-Man 2. The dude that was Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2, and this is like way back in the early 2000s. The dude that was Doc Ock nailed it. I love that movie. It's so good. And then Spider-Man 3 happened, and they tried to shove Sandman and Venom in the same movie, and it didn't really work. And then like, hey, we're going to reboot it with this other cat like 2 years later. And James Garfield tried it. No, not James Garfield. That was the president. Is it James Garfield? No. Andy Garfield.
I don't.
Andrew Garfield. That sounds right. Andrew. We'll stick with that. They did 2 Spider-Man movies that were absolute balls. They were awful, terrible.
Yeah.
So if you see those 2, the one with Jamie Foxx was Electro, and I don't remember who the bad guy was in the first Amazing Spider-Man. It was the Lizard. Yeah, I don't remember who it was, but
I may have seen those, but I don't remember them.
They're bad. They're just not good movies.
I may have just retconned them. So
it was, I think you did. Well, it was Sony, was trying to, like in what 1999, 2000, like that X-Men hit,
Yeah.
and X-Men was a big deal. And comic book people realized, dude, we got all these comic books we can make movies out of. So X-Men hit, and then a little while later, Sony decides they're going to do Spider-Man, and the first couple were good, and then it trailed off, and then they tried to do it again, and Sony doesn't know what the crap they're doing trying to make a movie or make a superhero movie anyhow, and it wasn't good. Those two were bad, but then Spider-Man shows up in his underoos in Captain America: Civil War, and I'll be darned, it's good. Tom Holland is my Spider-Man. Until he gets too old, he will be my Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Then we went full bore with Doctor Strange. Things got weird. We got into magic and time travel and other dimensions, and things got weird. But that was okay. It was have you seen Doctor Strange?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not.
Your buddy Benedict Cumberbatch.
Okay.
He's Doctor Strange. He has an excellent goatee and a cloak of levitation. And well, okay, I'll give you a little preface of what Doctor Strange is. Doctor Strange he was a surgeon. He was a brilliant neurosurgeon. And then he has a car wreck and he can't use his hands.
Mm-hmm.
So his hands are trashed and there's nothing he can do about it. He pretty much goes broke trying to experimental surgeries and find an answer just so he can use his hands, because that's what his identity is. He's identified himself as being the world's best surgeon. Well, that's taken away from him. He's on the bottom of the barrel. He goes somewhere to the eastern, not maybe Tibet. I don't know. They had a name for it, but I can't remember what it was. But and then he's in with some monks or whatever, and then this person called the Ancient One, and they teach him the ways of magic, and he ends up being the Sorcerer Supreme.
Okay.
The Sorcerer Supreme protects Earth from all like these mystic. That's what master of the mystic arts. All the mystic villains, like the Avengers handle the super strong, like blunt force type bad guys. Well, Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, protects the Earth from the mystic stuff. So we get big entities like Dormammu and crazy things like that. This is one of those things that, like I was talking about, unless you've been following along, this sounds way out there. And when you say it out loud, it sounds even weirder. But
all the stuff like, I'm like, okay.
I would honestly, it was one of the biggest surprises. Ant-Man and Doctor Strange. Like, I didn't figure anybody would watch Doctor Strange. The only exposure I'd had to Doctor Strange was in the maybe around 2005 or so. They did some cartoons, animated features. They were on Netflix that I really enjoyed. The Doctor Strange one was one that really shocked me, really surprised me. Just the introduction to the character. Didn't know anything else about him. I thought it was kind of lame that he didn't have superpowers really. He was just dependent on magic.
Okay.
So I thought it was kind of lame, but then I watched that and I was like, that was really cool. And then this movie came out and I loved this movie. It was another one that was like, it just went to show that Disney and Marvel and whoever else was involved in this can go, yeah, we can take Guardians of the Galaxy that you've never heard of, or we can take, Doctor Strange and his magic, and we can make it an awesome feature that people will love.
Disney knows how to make money. I know that.
Absolutely, they do. They know how to make a good movie more than anything. And and I think DC and Warner Brothers, they can really learn from this. You don't have to copy Marvel. Just make a good movie, and let the people that make movies, and let the people that make money.
Yeah.
Get the suits out of it and let these artistic people make these movies, make the movies they want to make, and magic happens, man.
Yeah, I remember hearing people saying a lot of it when Disney bought Marvel, like they're like, oh, now Disney's gonna make this all Disneyfied now. Well, I think they know what a fan base is and how the fan bases are. They know, like, okay, well, let's do this way, and we'll keep it this way. It's not gonna be like, Dumbo and Bambi shit. It's gonna be what it should be.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And they've got this whole Marvel Studios, and it's a money making machine. They're just printing money with this thing.
Oh yeah.
So they need to just, and I think they see that idea. They're just going to sit back and let it happen.
Because, people were scared, all the movies are going to be G, nothing's going to be a PG, nothing's going to be bad. Like, remember for a short time, like in the 90s, Disney owned Lionsgate.
Right.
And they made some hard R films of Lionsgate,
Well, and I think they figured out they could make these movies, and where the real money is not an R-rated movie.
Yeah.
The real money is, and this is just doesn't have anything to do with their morals or making family-friendly stuff. The money is family-friendly.
Yeah.
PG-13. I'll let my kid. I don't let him watch much stuff that's bad. I mean, I'm probably overly particular about.
There goes a cat.
But anyways, I'm a little probably overly particular about it. But I let him go watch these because I do give it a PG-13 rating for violence, and he can handle watching, Hulk bust up on somebody. Yeah. So,
but. So good. But so where was I trying to go with my question? I was about to ask you.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What'd you say?
I was trying to form a question. I was gonna say, like, for the, would you ever like screen some of these movies for them right now? Do you pre-watch it yourself then? Any of these would you ever
for
do
him
that?
For Isaac? No, yeah. I don't let him watch Deadpool. Obviously, okay. I would let him watch like an X-Men movie because he can handle somebody saying shit. He can handle like an ass every now and then, and a few dammits. But he can handle that. I know that in these movies there's not going to be any shenanigans that an 8-year-old shouldn't see.
Yeah,
it's not going to be like super graphic violence.
It's more cartoony violence.
It's cartoony violence, exactly. Like somebody's going to get punched in the face. That's going to happen. The dude might have a little blood coming out of the corner of his mouth. That might happen. Yeah. But it's not going to be like just gross, graphic violence. You're not going to see somebody with their head be scattered.
Yeah, it's not Platoon or Scanners.
Right. When that dude's head exploded. No, it's not going to be anything like that. It's cartoony enough that the kids can separate reality from this. So I don't have any problem with, the first weekend.
Yeah.
I won't go opening night because it'll be crazy, but Friday or Saturday afternoon for the matinee, I'll probably be there.
So, like I kind of touched on this, as a father now, taking Isaac to the movie, how does that feel that you're passing this on, your love for this, passing this on to him?
I think, like I said, I didn't discover my love for this until he was already a thing, or when he was about to be a thing. So, it's not really. It's something we've kind of grown up together with.
Okay,
we're both into it. We're both, the new Thor's coming out. We better go watch it. The new, we went and watched Doctor Strange together. We, all the Civil War. We watched all these movies together. Went and watched Spider-Man. It's what we do. There's a new one. Yeah. There's a new Marvel movie coming out. Can we go see it? You bet, buddy. We'll go watch it just like we would whatever cartoon or like a Disney cartoon comes out. We usually watch them. So,
all right, cool.
And he's getting a little bit older. He's like less into the cartoons and more like he's more into Star Wars and Iron Man and things like that. So we're we're finally balancing out.
Nice. Awesome.
But let's see. We've talked about all these characters and stuff and all these movies and just how I gush about them. I really do. How the new one coming out, where is everybody right now leading up to Infinity War? Now this is going to be kind of a primer, kind of just giving you a heads up of where everybody is. So if you decide you want to skip all these other movies, you can check out Infinity War. April 27th at your theater, which I don't get paid to say that, but I'm going to anyways. Maybe. Disney, Marvel, if you want to pay me, open your checkbook. Just open it up. It'll be a little check.
Or it could be toys. We'll take toys.
You could pay me in one of the, have you seen the Infinity Gauntlet, the toy?
No.
Okay. There's a giant, like, golden glove is what the 5 stones in it. Excuse me. 6 stones. In this glove, like in the knuckles, and it's the Infinity Gauntlet, and he gives the power, like the wearer, like the power of a god.
Okay,
well, they made a toy, and it's like grown man size, like would cover your forearm, and you put your fingers in it, and you
Yeah.
can bend it, and it's the coolest thing ever. It's like
Oh,
$100 though.
It makes sounds too. What?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, it makes sounds.
1987. What? That's probably the cheapy one.
No, yeah, we're not having the cheap one. This is the big collectible looking thing.
I looked on someone on Etsy made one with a rubber dish glove, and and they cut out of the ring pops and stuck them on their knuckles. I'm like, that's the one I would make.
I actually do have an Infinity Gauntlet that's an oven mitt.
Nice,
which is kind of awesome. But
now with that, don't they make a video game accessory for all these things where you just like put the characters on there?
That was Disney Infinity.
Okay, that's something else.
That was something else. Disney made a game that you could put the characters on, and then Disney bought Marvel, so then there was Marvel characters in the game.
Okay.
Like Disney Infinity 2.0 has the Marvel figures, and Disney Infinity 3.0 has Star Wars figures, and then the whole toy to life thing took a dump, and now you can buy those for like 50 cents a piece.
Okay.
We've got a bunch of them though that we paid full price for because Isaac loved it. He loved that, and he loved Skylanders, and he loved Lego Dimensions. Anyways, so where is everybody right now? See, Iron Man is somewhere on Earth. He's probably at Avengers headquarters. He was last time we saw him was in Spider-Man: Homecoming. So Tony Stark, he's doing things. I think he proposed to Pepper Potts, maybe.
Didn't the headquarters get blown up or something, or one of the headquarters got blown up or something?
They moved out of Avengers Tower in New York and moved out to like upstate New York. It didn't get part of it got blown up.
In some battle. That was in Homecoming, right?
I don't know. No, not in Home. It wasn't Homecoming. I don't know.
I don't know. I remember Michael Keaton did stuff.
Yeah, that was in Michael Keaton did it in that was Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming.
He's a great actor.
Absolutely. He was a great Vulture. Great. Loved it. Loved how they handled that villain.
And I loved how he came from like comedic acting at first, like Mr. Mom, which is a great movie. Everyone watched Mr. Mom.
Oh, there was Batman.
Yeah, in Batman. Then he went to Batman. Then he kind of like did Multiplicity and kind of like teetered off for a bit after Multiplicity because Multiplicity was a bad movie. That's an
underrated movie. That is an underrated movie. Multiplicity. I love it. Nice Party Thief. I love that movie.
Did you clone yourself? Yes. Then he cloned himself. Yes.
A clone or a copy of a copy is never sharp as the original. I love that movie.
I like it.
We're going to eat a dolphin. No, you idiot. You're going to pet a dolphin. We're going to pet a dolphin. So if you haven't seen Multiplicity, that's on the same level as Oscar for me. It's like a guilty pleasure that most people don't know about, but it's hilarious.
I got to go to Amazon next paycheck and get Amazon like Oscar on like Betamax or Blu-ray or whatever. One of the two. I'll Amazon.
Do you have a Betamax player?
No.
Okay, good.
I grew up with a Betamax player, but
you bring that up a lot. I just thought you might have one. You're like secretly hoarding Betamax.
Man, that's anyway, back on topic.
Back on topic.
We never get derailed. Never.
Captain America, Steve Rogers. We last saw him in Civil War, and he flew his buddy Bucky Barnes, which is the Winter Soldier. Spoiler alert. They flew him to Wakanda, which is where Black Panther's from, so they could work on Bucky.
Wakanda? Oh, yeah, they did Wakanda, Illinois. I forgot that.
What? There's a Wakanda, Illinois?
There's Wakanda, Illinois.
No, there's not.
Yes.
Is it an advanced technological society?
No, it's a stupid suburb in Lake County. Population of 13,603.
Well, all right. Wakanda. Let's see. Peter Quill, Star-Lord, the Guardians of the Galaxy, they're flying through space. They've defeated Ego, the living planet, and then they flew off for their next adventure, and then they run into Thor somewhere in space. That was I don't know if that was a spoiler or if that is I don't think it was in any of the trailers. I think it might have been the D23 Expo thing, or maybe in Comic-Con.
Then the Punisher meets the Archie crew.
That didn't happen. Or it did happen, but not in Archie is not in Marvel Cinematic Universe. Let's see. Thor left. He saved Asgard, or the Asgardian people, and the planet of Asgard got blown up, and he runs in the Guardians of the Galaxy somehow in space. That was in that, like I said, Thor was on their windshield. Let's see.
Okay.
Black Widow she's running from the law right now. She's probably with Cap. I'm not sure. The last time we saw her was in Civil War. The Hulk, we saw him in Thor Ragnarok. He was a big part of that, and he's floating through space somewhere now too. So he's probably going to meet up. Somehow he gets to Earth, and I'm not sure.
I'm already confused.
Well, just hang on. We'll get there. Let's see. Hawkeye is probably ran away and back with his family. Things got weird for him in Civil War, so he got loose. See, Gamora's with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
So see Peter Parker. We saw him in Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm gonna say he's still going to school.
Yeah, I like that end of him in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Well, I'm trying to remember what happened at the end.
This be a spoiler. I don't care.
I remember what really happened. I mean, I remember the big part. I don't remember like the closing scene or anything. Though.
Well, before the credit scene, I guess Tony Stark, he kind of like did stuff he wasn't supposed to. Then Tony Stark's mad at him. Then then like
okay,
he gets back to the apartment. He's like, okay, here you go. And Marissa Tomei is like, wait a minute, what?
Right. He's back in Tony Stark's good graces. He did well and saved the day. Let's see. Ant-Man's he's hanging out with his family or whatever. He escaped the prison he was in, or the Cap sprung him from. Let's see. Black Panther is in Wakanda ruling things because he's T'Challa, the king of Wakanda.
Wakanda, Illinois.
Yeah, Wakanda, Illinois. Rocket Raccoon's hanging out. That's actually Bradley Cooper's the voice of Rocket Raccoon, which I think is hilarious. They animated like the best looking dude on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
So he's with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Doctor Strange is then going to be hanging out in New York City in his Sanctum Sanctorum. Falcon, Sam Wilson's hanging out with Cap. Bucky Barnes is in Wakanda. He was in the after credit scene of Black Panther. That he was the other white boy that Shuri was going to fix. So he got his arm chopped off in Civil War, so he's going to get a new arm and who knows, get his brainwashing fixed. Let's see, Guardians. I don't know where Scarlet Witch is. Where is she? She's probably with Cap's. What this thing says. I don't know. I don't remember. She was the last thing we saw her. She ran off with Cap in Civil War. So Vision is hanging out with the U.S. government, or maybe Avengers headquarters. He's an android. And he has, spoiler alert, one of them Infinity Stones in the middle of his forehead. So Thanos will be ripping that thing out like he did in the preview. So we may see the end of Vision. I don't know.
Okay.
Groot is Vin Diesel, which I don't know, which is weird.
Wait.
Vin Diesel
is Groot?
He's Groot. He's I am Groot. That's Vin Diesel.
Huh. I was just thinking who plays who in the movie. Elizabeth Olsen, she's on the Olsens.
Who?
Elizabeth Olsen, who plays Scarlet Witch.
Oh yeah,
she's from the Olsen clan. She's
one of the Olsen clan. She's not one of the Olsen twins though.
She's the sister of them. She's not one of the twins.
Really?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
It's interesting.
Let's see. Loki is hanging out with Thor, maybe. Guardian stuff. That's about. Let's see. Rhodey, War Machine's hanging out with. He's somewhere with the U.S. government. Thanos is coming through the universe to destroy Earth. So that's kind of a catch up of where everybody is and what they're doing. Now the idea of this is they're all hunting after these Infinity Stones. Which, what are Infinity Stones, you ask?
Yes, what are Infinity Stones? I have no idea what they are.
Well, all right. Spread through the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there's been like something that people are after for power. It started with the Tesseract in Captain America, the first Avenger. It was used by the Nazis to do stuff, and Cap got it back, and then it was locked away, and then it was in the Avengers, it was stolen by Loki, and Loki had been using his staff to control people's mind, and then he uses Tesseract to open up a portal to another dimension. Well, turns out the Tesseract is one of the Infinity Stones.
Okay.
It is the Space Stone, which can control
Space.
You can bend space so you can immediately be from one place to another.
That's like warp drive.
Kind of. See, then there was the next one is Loki's scepter is the Mind Stone. The Mind Stone gives people whoever holds it the power to control minds, to see into other minds. So that's you can see all these things are pretty powerful.
Yeah. So if you get them all in one place, it's pretty.
You put them in the Infinity Gauntlet and you're a god. That's
Okay.
kind of what's going on. Let's see. The Aether in Thor: Dark World was the Reality Stone, which that can kind of bend what is real.
Okay.
So that's we've got that. That is, I believe, the Collector had it. Maybe.
Oh.
It was given to the Collector after the Thor: Dark World was given to the Collector on whatever planet he's on.
Okay.
In the ruined home of Nowhere.
Okay.
Nowhere. See, then the Power Stone was in Guardians of the Galaxy. It was an orb that everybody was chasing in that movie.
All
it's
right.
called the Orb. It's a purple stone, and it turns out to be the Power Stone. It's just raw power. It gives whoever holds it, they can wipe out entire civilizations with just bursts of power.
Wow.
Let's see. And then the Time Stone is the Eye of Agamotto, which Doctor Strange uses in his movie to control time. He can turn. If I could turn back time,
if I could find a way.
So that's where the green one, the Time Stone is. He wears it in a necklace around his neck. Which where else would you wear a necklace? I guess.
Yeah.
You wouldn't wear it around your forehead or your waist. So he's got that in Kathmandu, Nepal, in Kamarja, the name of the place they hold stuff. And then there's the Soul Stone, which is kind of going to be the thing I think everybody's going to be after.
Okay.
In this new movie, in the Infinity War, because it's the only one that nobody knows where it is. And I know in previews they've showed Thanos, the big bad guy that looks like a wrinkled grape.
Okay.
He's a giant California raisin. He has 2 of the Infinity Stones in the gauntlet. So we'll see that. And oh boy, things are picking up, man. There's rumors that people are gonna die. There's things that they've said that the Marvel universe will never be the same. It's gonna be great. I'm super excited for this. I can't even explain to you how much I'd like to hold you down and make you watch all these movies.
Okay. It'll never be the same. It'll never be the same because Archie's going to be coming in there and hold the Soul Stone. And he's going to hold the Soul Stone. You thought I died saving the gay kid.
It was in Jughead's back pocket the whole time.
It'll never be the same.
That's yeah.
Watch them do that now.
I hope not. It's going to be Howard the Duck's going to have it.
Yeah, he's a Marvel, right?
Yeah, he is a Marvel character. He actually showed up for a split second in just kind of a throwaway deal for, fan service in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. They're jumping through portals trying to get to different places or whatever, and one of them they fly through and there's Howard the Duck in it.
And Disney does own it now because that was I think that was Lucasfilm did that one too. That was a George Lucas one, if I remember.
Right, that was a Lucasfilm movie. So they out and out own
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck. Good investment there, Disney.
Hey,
spend those mouse dollars.
I liked Howard the Duck as a kid.
I did too. Everybody did. If you didn't, you're a liar, or you didn't see it. It was one or the other.
When we get older, we're like, oh, that's a duck on human action there.
Yeah,
okay.
that happened. That would never be allowed now. So there's a lot of cool stuff about to happen in this. I can't wait. I'm ready to see who's in the Hulkbuster armor. I'm ready to see all the craziness that's about to happen, how Thor and the Guardians meet up, how Hulk and Cap get along. And then there's the big question of Avengers 4. Like next year, they've already started filming it. It's probably already filmed that Avengers 4 is coming out.
Avengers Infinity War sequel.
Right, the untitled sequel. But I'm sure. Here's my prediction. My prediction for this is that it's going to be very Empire Strikes Back. It's not going to end happily.
No.
For Avengers 3 or Infinity War. I'm going to say they're going to have to fix things. Things will looks like, Thanos and the bad guys are going to win at the end of this movie. People are probably dead. Maybe they're in limbo. Who knows?
Maybe.
But then there'll be some kind of the title of Avengers 4 is going to be something to refer to the end of this movie.
Yeah.
So
then
there you go. It would be a spoiler, or they would have told us by now.
Then there's 2 movies that are in between those 2.
Yeah, there's Captain Marvel and there's Ant-Man and Wasp.
So
those will be fun.
Now, is Captain Marvel actually someone?
Captain Marvel is played by Brie Larson, or is that
Larson? Okay?
Yeah, Brie Larson. So yeah, it's going to be Captain Marvel is somebody. She's a Air Force pilot that gets involved in. They had a thing called the Secret Wars in the early 90s. Okay. It involves an alien race called the Skrull and the Kree.
Stan Lee's going to be in that one?
Yeah. Do what?
Stan Lee's going to be in that one, too.
Stan Lee's in all of them. He has a cameo in all of them.
But I think he may be actually more than a cameo in this one, looks like it. It says Stan Lee as a to-be-revealed character.
Huh. Usually he usually plays like in...
Like some guard or...
Yeah, he'll be like a guard or a guy on a bus, or he'll be talking to the Watchers. He was a UP or a FedEx driver in one of them.
Quantum Realm, it says it's going to be.
So the Quantum Realm, that has to do with Ant-Man and his subatomic particles and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. There's kind of a little bit of a primer, kind of a sloppily done primer for Infinity War. Man, like I said, I'm excited about it. I'm ready for whatever comes next from Marvel. I'll be really upset when they finally have to knock this thing in the head, because I always want more.
And after it's knocked in the head, Disney's going to buy DC and start doing DC.
Well, man, I wish somebody would, because they suck. The DC movies are bad. I don't like Superman. I think Superman's a stupid superhero because he has no flaw. There's no chance of the bad guy winning, so there's no drama.
Yeah, well, just throw some kryptonite on him.
Yeah, well, okay, there's this rare mineral that can stop him.
That's from his own planet.
On the planet has. Yeah, it's dumb. He's not like Batman's awesome. I love Batman because he's just a dude. Like, he can be stopped.
Yeah.
I think I don't like Flash. They get too crazy on that about, different dimensions and turning. I don't know.
You get the super
Aquaman's weird. Like, okay, what's your power? Now I'm talking about in Justice League. Excuse me. Justice League, I liked Flash. I liked that kid that was like just kind of hyper teenager, whatever. I liked him, and I liked Aquaman, and I liked Cyborg. Wonder Woman, and I like Batman, but it's just more Batman, so it really wasn't a surprise. I like Affleck as a Batman. Affleck. However you say his name.
Affleck.
But I like him as Batman. I think he's a cool I liked him as Daredevil way back when in the Daredevil movie. Which people don't like to hear that, but I enjoy that movie. I've watched it multiple times. Anyways, another story. Justice League was dumb. The whole DC universe is dumb. I liked Suicide Squad better than the other ones. Anyways, Charles, anything else you want to add to this shenanigans?
That's all I could add to the Marvel stuff. But that's, thank you. It's like, I don't know. I want to watch more. Try to get into this when I have time, and
even if you can. The thing about these, you can pick one up. If it's Saturday night, you don't have anything going on, sit down and watch one. Man, they're all out there on Netflix or Hulu or whatever.
I don't have to watch it in order. Some of them I don't have to watch in order.
No. I think some of them you should. I think like you could watch Guardians of the Galaxy at any time. It doesn't. You could watch it before Iron Man, and it really doesn't cross over. But you want to watch the first 4 of them and then watch Avengers.
Yeah.
There's a cool thing going on there. And then after that, you need to watch them in order-ish. But Spider-Man Homecoming you didn't need to know anything about anything else to enjoy that movie, did you?
Spider-Man: Homecoming? No, not really. I knew it's Spider-Man. I knew who Iron Man was. I know bits and pieces of all this shit.
Right. You know
You
enough
know,
to have fun with it, right?
yeah.
I think you know enough. You don't have to be a hardcore fan to be, gonna be able to enjoy Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there may be some, it may spoil some of those early ones for you, but if it
Eh,
spoils it, it spoils it. I think it'll be fun. And I don't think it's going to take any of the fun away from the earlier movies either.
yeah, they're fun to watch. I don't care if they get spoiled.
That's exactly it, man. They're just fun to watch. It's you turn your brain off and just enjoy it for a little while. You don't have to pick. I mean, people pick them apart. I don't really pick it apart. I just watch all the stuff on the internet that picks it apart.
It's all good.
I'm not smart enough to do it.
You see him season 7 too. Look at this. Like, I don't see anything.
He was holding that in his left hand. He's right-handed. Everybody knows that.
It's
I'm not. Yeah, whatever. So, you got anything else to add, man?
That's it for our topic tonight.
All right, man. Well, if you've enjoyed this episode of Our Parents' Basement, look right over there. There are 95 other episodes of this fun goodness.
Yeah.
So check it out. Check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, Tuned In, Spotify. You name it, we're out there, man. Download this thing. We've had a pretty good month last month, and I'd like to keep the momentum going. So
yes,
be sure to check all those out. Be sure to like us on Twitter at OPB Podcast. Be sure to give us a follow there. Facebook.com/OPB Podcast. Right here on the YouTube. You can check that out. Hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. And there you go, man. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed talking about it.
Yes.
So.
And also, check out our other videos we're starting to put out now.
Oh, yeah. Charles been putting out some good content, some unboxings and stuff like that.
Some game reviews are coming, so look forward to all those. Just hit that little bell down there. So when some of those videos, get posted, you could get it right away. Or when we go live, you could get that, see us right away. Hey,
pop up on your cell phone so you don't ever miss it.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Well, I've enjoyed tonight. I've done a lot of talking, which that's me.
That never happens.
Charles, I appreciate you and appreciate you sticking through this, man.
No worries, dude.
This, brother, because nobody was here to rein me in.
Watch them coming right now.
Y'all have a good night. We'll see you later.